y'all, I'm Madeline Monahan, but you can call me Maddie. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going through my January TBR list. I have never done one of these TBR lists before. I just sort of pick books up on a whim and I go from there. So I'm kind of excited to see if I can actually read all these throughout the month of January. I've only selected 3 because this is my first time doing something like this. So I'm hoping that that'll be enough, and they're all kind of long books, so we'll see how this goes. So the first book that I am going to be reading is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. This is book 1 in the Chaos Walking series. So The Knife of Never Letting Go takes place in a world where all women are dead and men can hear each other's thoughts. Isn't it funny that women have always wanted to know what a man is thinking? And the one time that we can actually do it, we're all dead. The story is about a young boy named Todd who inexplicably, a month before his birthday, has to flee for his life from Prentice Town. And you don't know why, you don't know what for, and then he comes across something he's never seen before. The reason why I actually picked this book up is because I saw the preview for the movie. I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's a little button on here that says soon to be a major motion picture. And I saw the preview for Chaos Walking, which is what they're calling the movie, and I was like, that actually sounds like a really cool idea. And lo and behold, I looked it up and it's a book trilogy. And I was like, well, yes, please, hand it over. So I went out and got it, and I've already started reading it, and so far I'm liking it. It's good so far. I'm very excited, but it's very sci-fi-y, which is something that I've kind of been wanting to get a little bit more into. I used to not like reading sci-fi, and then I read a sci-fi book and it changed my opinion on it, so now I want to read more. This is kind of a mix of sci-fi and Old West themes. I'm hoping that, because I realized my biggest fear, I'm hoping that the movie is just based off of this book and not the entire trilogy, because my goal was to read this book before the movie came out so I can judge it accordingly, and I realized that it might be an adaptation of the whole trilogy, so, and all the books are about this size, so we'll see how this goes. Book number 2 is Archenemies by Marissa Meyer. This is the second installments in the Renegades trilogy. I have the first one in paperback, and I'm one of those people who don't like having book series in hardback and paperback. They all have to be one or the other. This is, like I said, a continuation of the first book, in which the main character, Nova, finds herself torn between her double life that she never wanted to leave. Half of the time she's a renegade, a superhero who is tasked with helping the general public, and the other half of her time she is Nightmare, who is an anarchist bent on taking the renegades down. And of course, while falling in love all at the same time. But that's not why I'm reading it. I read the first book back in November, and I really enjoyed the mix of like superheroes, but it's also kind of like steampunk-ish. Like there's a lot of like fun technologies in it. Although I've never seen it, it does kind of remind me of The Boys on Amazon, because it sort of begs the question, like, what happens if you give heroes too much power, too much authority? You know, it kind of questions that. And then it also sort of blurs the line between good and evil. Like, you know, it's like, just because you're an anarchist doesn't mean you're a bad person, and just because you're a renegade doesn't mean you're a good person. And so I really like that you have this character who is literally torn between these two, who sees both sides of it and is not entirely sure what to do with that information, because no one would probably listen to her. Both sides have their own level of extreme. You have your extreme renegades and your extreme anarchists, but then you have the people who are just kind of there. It blurs the lines a lot between hero and villain, and what's right, what's wrong, who's right and who's wrong. So it's a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to reading the second book, mainly because I want to know when the heck this boy is going to find out that she's trying to kill his dad. And next and last on my TBR list is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Brigid, Kemmerer. I hope I pronounced her name right. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling in which a girl from our world, finds herself pulled into like a fairy tale world. But upon her arrival, she inadvertently gives hope to a prince who has been cursed, that he will fall in love and that she will fall in love with him. We all know the story of Beauty and the Beast. I mean, how many times have we seen the Disney movie? Let's be real here. But the reason why I really want to read this book is I'm just a sucker for Beauty and the Beast stories. I love Beauty and the Beast stories. I love enemies to friends, enemies to lovers. I love just kind of that conflict because I feel like there's so many things that you could do with it, and I'm very excited to read this. Also, I have to point this out because I was very excited. This was another reason why I picked this book up, is because the main character is from Washington, D.C. Like, this is like, that like never happens. Like main characters will be from like New York or LA or, you know, some small town in the middle of nowhere America. No one's ever from DC. And so it's just like, this is so cool. So that made me really happy. I don't think DC is going to be featured very much in this, but I just thought that that was really cool that the main character is from Washington, DC. So that is awesome. There you go. There's my January TBR. And I'm hoping it's not actually going to be too bad. I'm realizing I picked really long books. I think each of these are probably like somewhere between 400 to 500 pages each. But I think that's doable. It's possible. Maybe. Yeah, I can do it. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I got it. Thank you all so much for watching. If y'all have any books that you are planning on reading in January, or if you want to read any of the books that I am reading, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'm always happy to talk about them. Also, if anybody wants to read Chaos Walking with me before the movie comes out, that's gonna be fun too. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a new one of these fun little book videos. And I will see y'all next time in my next video.